Hey, how is everyone? Good afternoon. I hope you're having a good afternoon. And I'm here for a surprise live. I suppose it's a planned live between me and Darren, but I thought, why not? Why not go live within the group? And we're going to be talking all about using video within your business. Now, Darren runs a company called Motion to Profit, and he's a company that myself has used for my business and for my wife's business, A to Z Animal Care. So we're very fortunate to have Darren come down. Welcome to my son, Josh, there. We're very fortunate to have Darren come down to us for a day, and we did some videos for my business around the business startup course, and then also we did a video for A to Z Animal Care. And if you're interested to see what those videos are like, then you can go to www.a-zanimalcare.co.uk and have a look at the pet grooming video, or you can look at my one that's pinned to the top of this group. So welcome, Darren. How are you doing?
Yeah, hi Bill. Thank you, mate. Very well, thank you.
That's good. That's good. And is it nice and sunny where you are?
Yeah, it is actually. It's a nice day. Let me just apologise now, as I've already said, I'm a little bit hungover after a brother-in-law's wedding yesterday, but yeah, feeling a lot better than I was this morning. I'm glad this is an afternoon live.
And were you videoing your brother-in-law's wedding yesterday, or were you just a guest?
So I was supposed to be videoing it, but I arranged for a fellow videographer to come down as a wedding gift, so that I could just enjoy the day. To be honest with you.
Excellent, excellent. So, Darren, tell us a little bit about yourself. You have been with us before, but the sound quality wasn't as good as we wanted, was it, on that day? So you've invested in a brand new mic, and the sound quality is so much better now. So you can tell us a little bit more about you and your business, and what got you into making videos, and how these videos help businesses out.
Yeah, so let me just start with a little bit about myself then. I don't really like talking about myself too much, but I've been sort of doing videos since about 2015. I started doing it sort of within the public services, and have now created Motion to Profit. So we are very much about creating high quality content, and content that becomes an asset for your business and delivers a return on investment is our primary goal. We primarily do video, as you know, but we also do podcasts as well. So we do your podcasts, Bill, and that is why we're re-recording this, because I said to you, Bill, my microphone is crap. It's no good for the podcast, so we'll have to redo the interview.
That's right. So whenever any of you people are listening to my podcast, Darren is the person behind it who we selected a little tune to go with the podcast. I recorded a little intro to it, and then my podcasts go off to Darren, or the sounds go off to Darren. He mixes the intro tune and the outro. Is it outro? Is that what you call it? The outro
Yeah, that's
tune.
what I call it. Yeah, whether that's right or wrong, I don't know, but that's what I call it.
So Darren puts that all together for me, sends it back, and then I upload it onto the podcast channel. So he's the guy behind the scenes that helps me make it happen. So it's a good little asset to have for my business, the podcast, and hopefully people are enjoying it. Certainly getting a lot of listens. We had over 1,000 people listening to it the other week, so it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, which is great. Like we were saying before, you know, that's a good amount of people. So obviously, what you're saying is definitely hitting people where, you know, giving them the information they need, which is great.
That's it. So maybe you can go through with us. Obviously, I've chosen to do video for my business, and I think obviously people will take videos within their dog grooming business of maybe a dog being bathed, or maybe a dog on the table, and they'll do a little video of the dog being clipped or scissored or something like that. But no one actually, I haven't come across a business yet. I'm not saying they aren't out there, but I've not come across a business yet that uses a video to promote their actual business or advertise their business. So maybe you can just explain to us and the audience why you should be using video within your business and how it can help your business.
Yeah, so without sort of that video just engages people so much better than, say, text or anything else. If I go broken, Bill, I apologize. It's just telling me my internet is unstable, whatever that means. So basically, if you think about what we do to chill, to relax, then I would say a lot of people will probably sit there, watch a bit of TV. So we find video quite easy to consume. It's a good way of getting, getting information across to your potential customers without them really needing to think. And I think the power of video, for me personally, is all in the scripting. So with your ad, we very much looked at, for a good few days, spent going back and forth with the script, all about your target customers, what pains they have, what they need, and how we can fix that problem. So I'm very big on scripting, mate. I'll be honest. I think that is probably 60 to 70% of the battle. If you want to get customers in, you need to be speaking their language. And you're right. So there's some lovely videos, photos of dogs being groomed, which are great for your social media as one-off posts, but a video you can get across.
Your internet is a bit broken, but we'll persevere.
Yeah, it should sort itself out.
You've sorted your microphone out, now you need to go and sort out your internet.
Well, I actually live on an enterprise zone, which is sort of dubbed as an amazing place with super fast broadband straight into the house, and clearly it's not as good as they're saying.
You've been missold. You've been missold. So
yeah.
I think you're right about the scripting process. So you made me and Emma, or you made me write a script out for my video and concentrate on the points that we wanted to get across. And I suppose this is really the difference between doing a little Facebook video for social media or doing an actual proper video advert or promotional advert for your business that can go out onto your website and go out onto social media to promote your business rather than just sort of show what you do day to day. So you made me write a script and you gave me some fancy software to download onto my phone. So I certainly believe that this saved us a lot of time, didn't it? Because I could read whilst recording that video, I could read what I wanted to say and get that message across. And then we just did it in a couple of takes, didn't we?
Yeah, that's right. It's a lot for a business owner to get on camera and to talk. Even though it's what you do day in, day out, it's still hard. When you get a camera in front of you, it's hard. So the having it there to read just helps you, calms you down, and helps you get that message across. On the flip side to that, though, you're always going to have that little bit of eye movement where you are reading. You can't get out of that. The teleprompter is great, but there's obviously pros and cons for both. I think certainly with an ad, getting the right message out there is of the utmost importance. You need to connect with your potential customers, or it's not going to generate you the return. So you would then have just paid for the video with no money back, which in my opinion is a complete waste of time.
Yeah, and I think not only do I work with Pet Groomers, but I also work with Pet Groomers that own grooming schools. And I think a video within that environment could really help work that know, like, and trust, and also get when people are researching what dog grooming courses to take, that video, that promo video of what the course entails, the person talking and on the video as to who's going to be teaching you and what they're going to be teaching you and how they're going to be teaching you, and then maybe a testimonial from one of your customers as well. That's just going to be massive selling point for you within your website and your social media, and quite often I think would be the difference between buying from you or just going on to the next one and having a look round.
Yeah, that's right, mate. That's absolutely right. If you're selling the sort of bigger products, like your training courses and stuff like that, that's a little bit more money to be invested. You need to build up that trust with people, and like you say, with an ad, you're seeing the person that's going to be training you, you're getting a feel for them, they're talking your language. It just really helps build that trust and ultimately start that relationship as a customer. Tracy on your group has said that she's videoed her dogs out. I hope you don't mind this, Bill. It just made me think of something. So I think she's right, that the beauty of the industry that you guys are all in is that people love dogs. I've got a dog, my parents have dogs, my brother's got dogs, and we all love dogs, and I think most of the British people are the same. So when you put a video with dogs in there, it's always going to get that little bit more engagement, pictures as well, because people love dogs. So it is quite good that happens. And another reason just to keep pushing your media, over social media to get that exposure and get your word out of what you're doing, really.
Yeah, so perhaps you can just go over with us what the difference is between like a promotional video for your business and maybe an advert for your business.
Yeah, so we'll start with a promotional video. So a promotional video, the way that I see it, might be a video that we make, say, for your website. So, you're investing a little bit of money into just improving your media to make that, when the customers look you up, that little bit more professional. So you might invest in a promotional video, you'll put that on your website, you'll put it on your social media, just because you want the customers to see how you're doing. So in that's where you'd have those really nice shots of dogs. You might have that slow motion effect, just to sort of like make people think, oh, these guys are really good. I like what they're doing. They look good. A video advert is very different. And I love video adverts. This is my favorite type of video to make. This is very much, as I said, about the script. But if I can share let me just, in fact, no, what I'll do is I'll go over. So I'm going to just sort of give you a bit of an inside look at how we do it, Bill, if that's all right. It's a little bit more detail. So what we basically do is we divide a video advert up into sections. So if you're going to go out on Facebook, say, and you're going to put maybe £100, whatever it's going to be, a small amount of money, into pushing your business out to your local audience. The beauty of Facebook is that you can target people who maybe love dogs, people within a certain mile radius of where your business is set up. So you might start running some adverts. The way that we would look to run an advert is to divide it up into 5 sections. Firstly, the very start of the video, if you like, needs to be something that we call the hook. Now, the hook is simply designed to capture your target market, so your potential customers, just to capture their attention. So this doesn't want to be any more than 10 seconds. And the reason for that is because the world we live in, when you're on social media, you're constantly scrolling through. So unless something captures your attention, the likelihood is that you're going to scroll through to the next video, and that means your ad has then not done what it's supposed to do. So the hook, for example, could be something as simple as, Darren and Bill are talking about video today. So by doing that, anyone who's interested in making a video might stop and just have that split second think, oh, I'll watch a bit more. Does that make sense?
Yep, the hook.
Perfect. So moving on from there, what we now want to do is we want to start sort of showing that potential customer that we understand their problems. So I can only speak from personal experience here. I've obviously not done in-depth research into dog grooming specifically, but for a dog grooming business, I imagine it would be, is my dog going to be well looked after? Is it going to be well groomed? Is he going to be any pain? Is he going to be made to feel at home when he's there? And all that sort of stuff. So they might be your problems that your target customer are thinking about. Almost subconsciously, you want to put those issues to bed within this. So your problem might very much be along the lines of, are you worried that your dog won't settle in? And you want to sort of show them that problem and visualize it within your video. So what you're now doing is you're making your customers or potential customers think about the things that really matter to them. And that's where we then move on to the next section, section 3, which is the solution to that problem. So this part of the video might be, let's say, where you show what you do with the dogs, how you put them at rest, how you make them feel comfortable, how you know, look after them while they're with you, how you groom. So, you know, this is where you really show that your business is the solution to that problem. So, you know, moving away from dog grooming now, with my solution would be the return on investment that we deliver our customers, for example, that they've invested X amount of money for a video, but actually, as a result of that, we're creating this much. So, you know, the solution really is just to put their mind at rest that you are the business that will solve their problem. Are you still with me, Bill, or am I ranting?
I'm still with you. I'm literally putting the links into the chat of the videos that we've done together, so people can see, sort of grab an idea of and visualize what you're talking about as well.
Yeah, perfect. So this is one that is not sort of as common, but this is something that I love to do. So validation, I call it. So I always try and get validation into your video. Now, validation are things like customer reviews. You know, if you've got 30 5-star Google reviews, then let's get them in the video, because they're your customers telling other customers what a great job you're doing. The whole point of the ad is to build trust and to get people to come and visit you. And reviews are a fantastic way of doing that. If you're lucky enough to have some customers that are willing to go on video and tell people how great you are, then use that, get that on social media and build that trust with the people who are not sure where to take their dog for a grooming. And then finally, the last part, which is probably the most simple part, is what we call a call to action. Now, a call to action is at the very end, and it basically tells your customers what to do next. That could be, call us today to book an appointment with the phone number that they need to call. But you need to make it very easy for them to be able to know what to do next, so that they don't have to really think about it. It's very simple and they can just do it. That could be visit our website, it could be give us a call, it could be, if you're going into the training side of things, book an appointment for a strategy session. It could be a whole host of things, but have a think about what you want people to do after they've watched the video.
Yeah, and I suppose some people might say, well, I'm really busy anyway. Why would I need a video, or why should I get a video for my business? I've got loads of calls, I've got loads of appointments, but I think you've always got to have that funnel, haven't you? You've always got to have that marketing out there so that people are always aware of you. So when you do have spaces, you can start filling them.
Absolutely, yeah, and you know, A to Z is a prime example of that. You guys are really busy. You're doing well as a business. There is no need for you to push the business and to have a video as such, but it becomes a marketing asset. So before we started this interview, Bill, me and you had a quick chat, and I was telling you about Picasso's. They're a food van that we worked for about a year ago now, and I've been doing some research as to how well that ad's been doing. Now, Picasso's, even as a food van, had already gone way past the VAT threshold, so you could argue that they didn't need to do anything else, absolutely. But what we've worked out is that by doing that, they've become busier. If they don't want to take on extra staff, then they can put their prices up. There's all sorts of reasons to do it. But more importantly, what they have now is they have a video that's delivered them a return on their investment. So the video cost them £1,200, which is a massive amount of money as an outlay, but it's now made them just under 10,000 in extra sales. Now, that £10,000, I think it works out after the cost of the video is a 687.5% return on investment. It's almost a no-brainer. And if I appreciate if you can't fit the appointment, any more appointments in, that you don't really want the hassle of employing anyone else, I get that. What you might want to then do is maybe put your prices up slightly and try and do that. I suppose it is a choice. It might not be for everyone. I completely understand that. But
what I think is interesting though is by branding your business like properly and branding it and putting together videos and video adverts, that in itself could actually allow you to increase your prices, because you are now showing yourself as like a bigger, better, brighter company, which people are going to look at and go, actually, I really like the look of that company. I don't care how much more it's going to cost me, but I want to use that company. So by putting your brand out there and putting professional images and professional videos into your product, into your social media and your websites and things like that, that will in itself will take your prices up, won't it?
Yeah, it will. Yeah, the more you put out there, and that's not just video, that's all forms of media. Yeah, absolutely. The more professional you look, people hear about you more. So, you know, whether that be through podcasts, whether that be through video, whether that be through photos, social media posts. Yeah, the more you get in their minds, the more professional you look, the more people are willing to pay. And, you know, I can tell you from personal experience that my whole family, when it comes to dogs, they won't scrape on, you know, they won't go for someone because they're slightly cheaper. They will go for who they think is best for that dog.
Yeah, and the first thing you do is you Google a dog groomers, don't you? And then you start checking out their websites.
Yeah, absolutely, you do. And this is why we put validation in the video, because one of the things that a lot of people do nowadays is they start looking at reviews to see what problems or what was good about a business. And that's again why it's important to add that validation in, because you will always talk your business up, but you know, if you go onto Google and they've got 200 one-star reviews and people saying don't go there, you're not going to go there. Mm-hmm. That's why if you've got 200 5-star reviews with everyone telling you to go there, you need to make the most of that and push that out to your customers, because you're doing something well, and it's only right that they come to you because you're good at what you do.
I think I've put the link to, if there was one video I'd really encourage you to go and look at, is the A to Z animal care video. That's my wife and our business, our dog grooming business. And the reason why I really, really like that video, and I think the reason for that is because it's not about dog grooming. Does that make sense? I don't think we actually mention like much about the physical dog grooming. Like, we don't say, come to us, we're the best dog groomers in the county, or we're the best groomers in Ashford, whatever. We don't talk about actual art of dog grooming at all. We talk about our values and the care of the animals and our mission and how we're going to treat the animals. So we completely avoid that topic. And you perhaps look at a video and go, oh, they're just going to say how great they are and how good their haircuts they do are. And I was like, no, actually, I like that, because it completely go against that, and we talk about our mission, our vision, our values, and what we value as a company. I think that sticks out for me. That was the best one that we did that day, I think.
Yeah, we had that chat sort of a few days before I come down, didn't we? And yeah. I totally agree, mate. I think, you know, from a customer's perspective, and I am someone that does use dog groomers where I live. If I take my pet in and I pay 30, 40 quid, whatever, to have it groomed, I expect it to be groomed well, just because that's what I'm paying for. But what will ultimately form my decision is how well they're going to look after her, because she's part of our family. And, you know, I don't send my kids to a nursery that I wouldn't be happy with. I wouldn't send my dog groomers to doggy daycare or pet groomers weren't happy with. The dog groomer that we use, I won't mention names on this group, but they're you know, they're fantastic. I have absolutely no problem with leaving my dog there, because I know she's going to get really well looked after. I love the people, and you know, that's key for me. With the video, it was very, Emma Blesser was obviously quite nervous, and this is what I'm saying, talking onto camera, and there are ways around that if people don't want to do that, to be honest. But I always think it's better if you can as a business owner. But people aren't going to care watching that ad that she's nervous. It's what she's saying that's important. And you're absolutely right. Talking about your values, if that coincides with your customers' values, then that's a great connection there.
Yeah, I think we miss this as a trick quite a lot as pet groomers. You know, we worry a lot about what our haircut's going to look like on the dog, or you know, is the dog going to, obviously we want the dog smelling right and we want the dog looking good, but actually I think as a customer, I'm not sure if that's really high up on their priorities. Or some people would argue that some customers are very fussy about their haircut, but I would say majority are more worried about the care and the experience that the dog and the customer's experience they're going to get from your business, rather than the actual haircut. You know, we all cut dogs' hairs differently. We all style these dogs differently. What the customers are going to care about when they're doing their research and they're talking to you is that service and the care for their animal, isn't it? And that's how you can get it across in those videos.
Yeah, it is. And, you know, at the beginning of this conversation, I sort of said that the power of video is that you can get across a lot of information in a very short space of time. So, you know, you will notice in that video that we do show the dogs being well looked after and well groomed as well. So we kind of hit both points within a very short space of time. I think Emma's video is like a minute long. But the beauty of that is that on social media, people's attention doesn't last. So you almost want to get as much information across in very quickly in order to sort of make the most of that. So with a minute long, I imagine a lot of the people that see that advert or that promo video will be viewing it for a longer period of time. And that's great, because we've managed to get across their problems in terms of looking after, as well as showing that we do dog grooming, showing the front of the business, front of the house, so that if they drive past it, they know where it is. And then I think our call to action gives the address, it gives the phone number. So, you know, we've got everything there. And again, once that's produced, that's now an asset. And, you know, I hope you don't mind me saying, Bill, but, you know, you guys are making fairly decent money off what you do. So that is a business cost. So that will come off before you pay your corporation tax or however it is you run your business. It's a business expense as well.
Yeah, sorry. So it's all classed as advertising, isn't it? So what were we went through the elements, but okay, say someone wants to do a video for their business, they want to run a video for a business. What sort of equipment did we use on that day? What sort of equipment did you use to do that advert?
Yeah, so I would say if you're looking to do video yourself, there's so many different ways in which you can go about it. Me and you have this chat before, and I think I've given you a list of kit as long as my arm that you've invested in. But one of the first things I said to you, Bill, was that the iPhone 12 Max Pro, which isn't a cheap, but it's a phone that you can get, you know, through your service provider or whatnot. That's a fantastic camera on it. And I know we've both got gimbals for our phone, and I don't mind you saying, you know, I obviously bought my expensive camera down in the day, but we also did some shots with a phone. Just because the camera is very clunky, it's very hard, it takes a lot of setting up. Whereas the phone, you can literally whack it onto a gimbal, and I'll go over what a gimbal is in a minute, and you can just start recording. And it's quick, easy, and actually you can shoot in 4K. There's so much you can do with a phone, so don't discount that. But if you wanted to invest, you can get, you know, a basic, say, Canon or Nikon camera that shoots in full HD. Don't be swept away with this 4K stuff. You can get a basic camera like that for maybe £500 if you wanted to go to the next level with a lens that would be adequate. In terms of the sound, it's hard in the dog groomers. If they watch your video, you will probably pick up on some background noise, and there's limited things that we could do about that. There's a few ways to go about it. You can get a lapel mic, which is the mics that you see hanging off the thing, off your collar. You'd probably pick them up for 150 quid in total. Or what I used there was what we call a shotgun mic, which basically goes onto the top of the camera. And again, I know you've got one for your phone for that, Bill. Obviously, the one for the camera is a bit more expensive and is a bit better, but both would be doable. And like I said at the beginning, a big part of this is about the scripting. It's about what you put in the video, a lot more so than necessarily the quality of the video. You know, people are used to watching anything from the cinema, where you've got to have that absolute perfection within the video, all the way down to a TikTok video where someone's recorded it on their phone. So for me personally, if I was running a dog groomers and I was going to start doing my own video, I would probably just start doing it on my phone. If you've got an iPhone that's been made within the last 3 or 4 years, you will have the ability to get some really good video on that phone.
And then And I think what's important is, and maybe I was naive. God, it's just catching. Maybe I was naive in thinking, you just shoot the video, and it's all just one long thing. But actually, the video, the advert, the final product is made up of lots of little clips, isn't it? That is put together. So it is possible for you to actually go into your shop, into your groomers, and record a promo video by making loads of little clips. And then there's, again, another service that you offer, I believe, is you actually do an editing service. So you could put those clips together and turn it into a video for them.
Yeah, absolutely. We do lots of things. We work with so many different people, have so many different budgets, and one of my values is, having run a small business previously, that we want to try and help people grow. So we offer a video editing service. So yeah, you could technically speaking, excuse me, film your own video within your shop with your phone, and then contact us about editing, and we'll obviously take a look at that. You can literally edit a video from photos. We can create graphics, or edit videos together. What I would just be mindful of, and what I say to every customer, is that obviously the quality of your video will then determine the quality of the edit. But generally speaking, there is things you can do to cut the video up and to take the best bits out of it, if that makes sense. So without getting too technical, yeah, that is definitely something you can do. You don't have to use ourselves. Most videographers would do that. And also you do get programs like on Apple, you get iMovie, which is free. If you're technically minded, you could give that a go. I've seen some really good videos made on there, if I'm honest. And one of the things that I recommend to people on PC is there's a program called DaVinci Resolve, which is, you can get a free version of it, and don't underestimate that. That's made box office hits, and that's good. So if you're technically minded, you can probably work your way around that if you've got the time. YouTube is amazing, as we know.
To be fair, when you told me about DaVinci, I actually I can't remember if I spoke to my son or he'd already got it on his computer. He's already using it. So if you've got young children, who've got iPhones and knowledge of this software, why not task them with a little project to help you make a promo video of your shop and your services? Because at the end of the day, it's going to save you time, and they probably know their way around the software and around the phones and stuff better than we do. So why not use them? I stuck with the Apple version. I got to learn that, so I did some little bits with that. But Tom uses DaVinci and stuff like that, so why not?
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And that's the thing. These programs, once you know it, it becomes a lot easier to do them on a regular basis. And certainly, whilst you're growing a business, it's a great way to sort of get your content out there. We do offer a content creation service, but that's obviously a lot of videos in a month, so that really pushes the price up. Not everyone wants to pay that, but totally understandable. So these programs are out there, and you can learn them, and you can create some pretty quality content just using your phone and free software. I don't want to talk myself out of work here, but what are we doing?
No, I think, like you said, though, I think you cater, or you advise, or you help people with all budgets. So we decided to go the whole hog and invest in our business and invest in some proper videos. And those videos are certainly doing us proud. They're doing us well. But startups and not everyone will be able to have that within their budget. So I think it's just as important to tell people why they need to have video within their businesses, and then help them to create that video and to make that video for their business. Because then one day they might actually have the budget to then go out and do it professionally.
Absolutely, yeah, and totally. We've all been there as business owners, right? When you first start out, God, I had so much money to invest in cameras and kit and stuff like that, and yeah, you are looking at where you can save money and grow your business, and then later on, when you've got that, you will invest. And yeah, I absolutely say that. In my opinion, a poor quality video that speaks to your target customer is great media. If you've done it yourself, you're still getting out there, you're still getting into people, and you're still going to be bringing people, or at least making people aware that you exist. So absolutely do it, keep doing it, and it will get better and better and better. And then hopefully you'll grow to a point where one day, like you say, Bill, you might decide, actually, I'm going to invest and get someone else in to do a video. I just want to, I said briefly earlier, Bill, about a gimbal. I just want to actually explain what that is. So I've got two gimbals. I've got one for the camera. That's a very expensive gimbal. It's very hard to use. It really is an art. But there's also one, you get gimbals for phones, which are a lot easier, and I really recommend it. So if you are going to start using your phone to record around your business, just to get the day-to-day, get your media out there, then have a look at just an iPhone or Samsung mobile phone gimbal on Amazon. You can probably pick them up for just over 100 quid. What they do is they give you the ability to move around, and they stabilize the image. So no doubt everyone has seen, when you're walking about, there's that camera shape where the camera moves up and down. The gimbal will help lessen that. It will stabilize it essentially. And they're very, there's an instruction manual, and with a little bit of a read, you can probably figure out quite well how to use it.
Or just message you loads and say, I can't work out how to use this. Yeah. I ended up taking mine out with my dogs to get some video for their Instagram account and stuff like that. So I sort of had a little practice with taking the dogs out for a walk.
Yeah, exactly.
So go on, sorry
mate. Yeah, good. And yeah, I would say just get as much media out there as you can.
Videos, pictures, and lives. We need to get in front of our cameras, and we need to tell people who's actually running the business and who's actually involved in the grooming their pets and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you're giving your customers a sort of behind the scenes look of what happens to their pets when they come in. It's a great idea. Get it out there, and you will no doubt reap the rewards. The other thing I want to say on that, Bill, is that I see a lot of business owners who create a video, post it onto their Facebook page, which might have, I don't know, say 300-400 followers, and then get instantly annoyed that it's only got 20 views. Like I said, when you create this media, don't think of a short-term gain. Keep doing it, keep being persistent, and what you'll find is that over time those views will go up. Think of it as you're creating a long-term view of your business. It's almost like dressing a shop window. The longer you leave it, the more people that will walk past and see it. And that's the same with social media. Keep producing, keep doing it, be consistent, and then you will start to see the rewards later down the line.
That's it. And so I've done my first video for my business. Now I'm hoping I'm in discussions with the organisers of Groomfest to hopefully bring you along and capture some footage of me and Vicky doing our seminar and interview us at our trade stand. So again, it's another, I see it as another potential to get another nice promo video put together for my business, and use the footage from that day to edit together and make a nice little video, just promoting and highlighting what we do. Again, it's that know, like, and trust. It's getting people out there, and I also think it will add a little bit of excitement to the day, because people will see you filming us, and add a bit of pressure to me and Vicky. Sorry, Vicky, I've not told you about this yet, but I think it'll be really good to promote our business. And maybe, if there's people from this group that are at Groomfest and want to do a little sort of video testimonial for us, that would be even more awesome. Get a hold of Darren and say, like, just put a piece to camera about what you think of the Facebook group and what you think about what we're doing for the industry, what me and Vicky are like trying to do for the industry. That would just be awesome as well. I thought I'd just drop that in there.
Yeah, absolutely. And Bill, like we're saying, we'll be there for you. And yeah, if someone is there and they want a very quick snippet video making of whatever it is, like we were saying, around your values or whatnot, then just let us know. Likewise, 100%. The idea of us going there is to sort of like, get the good that Bill's doing and what's going on in this group. So if you can give us some feedback for that, that'd be great.
Yeah, and obviously also if you're going there as a business, so if you've got a trade stand or you're also doing speaking, then obviously Darren, hopefully with the approval of the organisers, Darren will be there filming. So if you're also interested in creating a short video or using the footage, using the content that you're talking about on that day, or doing an interview around your trade stand and some footage of you talking to customers and handing out brochures and stuff, then obviously get in touch with Darren, and I'll put all his details within in the live and stuff like that. So, he's there. Let's use your services, won't we?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but likewise, if you are starting out, then also contact us as well. We're not pushing you with sales. Obviously, we are a business. We're here to make money. But I do take great enjoyment from helping people and spending time with people, helping them create their own media that to help them grow. So don't be shy of contacting us. If you're part of Bill's group and you just want a bit of advice, I'm more than happy to have a Zoom. There's nothing in it for us, but I enjoy what I do, and I'm always happy to give some advice over Zoom.
Yeah, that's it. Or tag you in any posts, can't we? So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Awesome.
In terms of the podcast, Bill, we obviously briefly touched on that earlier. Very big in the marketing sort of area, as you are very well aware, is there's been a lot of research done as to building trust to generate sales. So especially if you are on the training side of things, I just wanted to go over the touch point side of it, Bill. So a video, so the creating this media is all about getting your word out there, and it's a lot of research has been done mainly by Google that says you need to produce quite a lot of content, and you need to get in contact with your customers over what they call 4 touch points. So a podcast is a great way of getting your word out there. They're becoming more popular, and if someone listens, that's one touch point. And a video on your social media page, whatever it could be another. But have a think outside of that as well. Get your media out there in every format you can. One of the things I did the other day, which I really liked, was I took a 25-minute Zoom recording, which was a customer review for a business, and I chopped it up into 10 videos that can be distributed over social media. Now that is now 10 weeks worth of content about how great that business is. And it will definitely help his customer or his potential customers make the decision to go with his business. So just have a think about those things. If you can get your customers on video, do it. Get them to talk about how great they think your business is. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. And going back to podcasts, not only as a podcast producer now, which I never thought that would ever happen, but we made it happen, didn't we? Podcasts ourselves, like podcasts that we listen to, podcasts have certainly opened up my eyes and have opened up my horizon around business. And you can listen to lots of different people talking about business, and everyone has something different to bring to the table, and you can learn little bits from everyone and improve your business and improve your business knowledge. So if a lot of us listen to radio, I suppose, whilst we're doing our pet grooming. But if you've got the opportunity to listen to a podcast, or you've got the opportunity to listen to one or two from your journey to work, or maybe when you're mowing the lawn or taking the pets out for a walk, and you get the chance just to listen to podcasts, they're a really good resource to start opening up your mindset. And it doesn't always have to be about business, but I'd definitely search out some of the sort of business podcasts to try and start listening to, just to help with that knowledge and enthusiasm for your business.
Yeah.
We all sort of listen to them, don't we now?
Yeah, I certainly do. Whenever I'm in the car, really, without the family, I certainly stick on podcasts. And I think they're one of the things that when you start listening to them, you end up actually quite enjoying it and listening to more and more, and before you know it, you're listening to loads.
And they're not that hard to create. So you could consider creating them for your customers. They don't have to be business to business. They can be business to customer as well. So you can create them for your customers. They can be educational for your customers. So you could do a podcast series around coat types, brushing the pets. You know, we all at some point or another moan about a customer that they just don't brush their cockapoo or they don't brush their pet. So we could all make educational podcasts to try and help our customers and try and expand their horizons, and a podcast that might explain why you just can't bring a cockapoo in 15 weeks after it's groomed and expect it to come out looking all nice and not shaved off. You know, maybe that's something that some groomers might want to look at. Or maybe you're running a grooming school and you could do a podcast for your potential grooming students or your students around hints and tips. They don't have to be long either. My podcasts are generally the Zoom calls that we do, the live chats that we do that are recreated into a podcast. And I've done that because I know not everyone has the time to actually watch the videos. So, you know, you can listen to them at work or, like you said, in the car. But they can be short. They can be 15 minutes long. They can be 10 minutes long. They don't have to be like big mammoth podcasts like mine at the moment. So you can do quick snippets of education for your customers. Build that know, like, and trust again. Do you have a podcast?
Me? No, not yet. I don't think anyone would listen at the moment. Yeah, no, it's probably something that we'll look at in the future, but at the moment, just don't have time, to be honest. Which is a bit of a get out, isn't it? But yeah, too busy editing everyone else's podcasts.
Yeah, you're too busy putting them all together, aren't you?
Yeah. I could do that though, couldn't I? I could do a podcast show about how to edit podcasts. How
to build the ultimate podcast.
Yeah, show. There you go.
Yeah. There's loads out there, isn't there? There's loads we can do as business owners. But this chat is just a flavour to give you ideas around how to market your business and ideas on how to, use the asset that is you, and to use yourself as your business asset and to get yourself out there. Now, everyone's probably cringing, going, I don't like to be on video. I don't like being on video, and I don't particularly always watch these back. Poor Darren has to listen to me when he's editing my podcast. But the rewards outweigh the worry, if that makes sense. Getting yourself out there and using that asset, which is you within your business, outweigh that sort of concern, and you just got to get over that and get out there, don't you?
Yeah, and I think it shows a level of confidence as well when you do podcasts. I don't know about you guys, but I always used to think, if you're doing a podcast, you must be an expert. That's what people think, and you're putting yourself out there as an expert in the field. And when you say to your customers, listen to my podcast, they'll be like, oh, blimey, this person really knows what they're doing. And if you've got a lot to say, people will listen. It's definitely worth doing, I think. And like you say, Bill, the more you put out there, whatever it is, the more you just give yourself more of a chance to succeed.
Well, I'll put a challenge out there, actually, and I'll challenge any pet groomer out there that thinks, actually, I'd love to do a podcast. DM me, and I'll talk you through the whole process, and we'll get you set up and show you how to do it, show you what platforms to do it on, and how to get a podcast ready. And they say that the average podcaster, they don't do any more than 7. So that's your challenge, is to get out more than 7 podcasts, and I'll show you how to do it, and put you in touch with Darren to sort out your jingle jangle, and how to get at least 7 podcasts out there and see how that goes down with your listeners and your customers. So there you go. There's a little offer there. If you're interested in creating a podcast for your customers, educational, talking about dog grooming, chatting about dogs, dog breeds, all sorts of stuff, then drop us a DM, and I'll spend some time on Zoom with you, and we'll go through how to create a podcast channel and get yourself out there. Because I think, and I'd hope at the end of it, you'll see the value in putting that information out there and putting that sort of content out there for your customers.
Yeah, and for this group, we'll look at doing a few for free, I think, and adding to that challenge and seeing if we can get someone out there with some great exposure. So yeah, I'll have to think about that and we'll link up, Bill. And as a team, we'll try and get someone on a podcast show that's flying.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I mean, that is like a spontaneous offer, and I've just really put down on the spot there. But yeah, proper, really serious. I'd love to hear from someone that wants to do a podcast for their business and for their customers. So let us know if you're interested. That'd be great. So I'll let you get on with your day. You know, it's summer holidays. We've got kids kicking about, trying to come in and hassle us, no doubt. So I'll let you get on with your day. Thanks for your time and giving us all your information and the value that you've sort of imparted. This hopefully will help people move their businesses forward and get more customers and more interest in their business.
Yeah, that's the idea. And if we could be of help to anyone, then I'm in the group. Feel free to tag. I tell us all the time, but tag me in. And yeah, we'll always help where we can. And yeah, we work closely with Bill anyway, so always happy to help in the group.
Awesome. And I'll put all your links within the YouTube channel and on the podcast, of course, and I'll put links to the videos that you've done for me as well, so people can view those and watch those and see what it's all about.
Cool. All right. Thanks for having us, Bill.
Take care. See you soon.
Cheers, mate. Take care. Bye-bye.